Hey everyone, and welcome back to The Explainer. So today we are taking something that gets thrown around constantly on resumes as this vague, buzzword-heavy soft skill, and we're going to completely reframe it. We're looking at how to elevate problem solving into a rigorous, actionable framework for your career advancement. I am honestly super excited about this topic because once you shift your mindset from just reacting to fires to systematically dismantling complex challenges, your entire professional trajectory changes. It is a real game changer.
Actually, let's dive right into this with a question I want you to really mull over. When a crisis hits your desk, are you solving the actual problem or are you just treating the symptoms? Because let's be real, so often our default approach to a workplace crisis is just a knee-jerk reaction. We see smoke and we literally just start throwing water at it. But diagnosing the wrong problem is a massive waste of valuable resources, time, and energy. So today we're going to figure out how to stop treating those surface-level symptoms and start curing the actual organizational diseases.
To get us there, here is our roadmap for today. First up, why problem-solving matters. Then we'll look at core competencies. After that, we dive into the framework with Phase 1, problem identification, and Phase 2, the solving process. Finally, we'll wrap up with daily practice.
All right, kicking things off with Section 1, why problem-solving matters, and really why it's the ultimate competitive differentiator in fields like business and engineering. When you look at the benefits here, you can start to see how this translates a mental exercise into tangible professional outcomes. Let's think about how this actually applies in the real world. If you're an entrepreneur, effective problem solving is how you ponder out of the box, right? It's how you generate those unique market-disrupting solutions. Or maybe you're managing a team. Well, this is exactly how you craft a strategy to break massive, intimidating goals into manageable tasks, which eases the burden of those highly responsible roles and keeps your workload organized so you aren't just completely overwhelmed. It's fundamental for your career because it improves leadership, giving you the tools to meet strict deadlines under intense pressure. Plus, it's a massive booster for opportunity exploration, allowing you to resolve conflicts peacefully and proactively drive your own career growth. The overriding theme here: effective problem solving is the exact thing that keeps project schedules on track and budgets in check, absolutely no matter what role you are in.
So before we can actually execute any kind of formal strategy, we need the right mental tools. Let's move to Section 2, core competencies, or building your mental toolkit.
You know, your core problem-solving toolkit isn't just one monolithic skill. It's actually a fusion. It starts with critical thinking, which is simply asking, okay, what are the objective facts here? And that is combined with analytical reasoning, which asks, what do these facts actually mean? You absolutely have to separate the raw facts from their underlying meaning before you ever attempt to hypothesize a solution. Once you have those facts analytically mapped out, you then merge that with efficient communication and swift decision-making abilities to arrive at a successful solution. Basically, you need all of these gears turning together seamlessly to make it work.
Now that our mental toolkit is packed, let's get into the actual two-phase framework itself. Section 3, Phase 1, problem identification or diagnosing the root cause. This is the mandatory first step before any action plan can be crafted.
Let's walk through this investigation systematically. Imagine your company's website suddenly crashes during a major sale. Step 1, analyze the current condition. What specifically is broken? Okay, the checkout page is down. Step 2, find the causes. You trace it back and realize a recent software update conflicted with the payment gateway. It's time-consuming, but necessary. Step 3, collect data. You pull the server logs, gather customer usage patterns, and figure out exactly when and how the errors are triggering. And finally, Step 4, pinpoint the actual problem. You synthesize all that collected data to find the exact line of faulty code. Only now, after doing all that detective work, do you actually know what you are fighting.
There is a massive shift in mindset between Phase 1 and Phase 2. Knowing the problem is purely investigative. It's all about digging for those root causes, doing extensive data collection, and fault finding, versus executing the solution, which is highly active. That requires defining clear goals, crafting structured action plans, implementing them, and appraising the results. You simply cannot successfully execute the active side of this framework without painstakingly completing the investigative side first.
Which leads us perfectly into Section 4, Phase 2, the solving process. This is where we shift gears from diagnosing the issue to actively crafting and deploying a targeted solution.
Let's dive into this four-step execution process. First up, defining the goal. You must have a crystal clear idea of what you are trying to achieve, otherwise your solution is going to lack focus and just kind of drift.
Second, crafting an action plan. This is so vital. You've heard it before, a goal without a plan is just a wish. Your action plan needs specific deadlines and strict checkpoints so you can measure progress and maintain continuity. Third, implementing the strategy. This is putting the plan into motion, executing those concise, structured steps you just built. And finally, step 4, which honestly so many people skip, appraising the results. Once the fire is put out, you have to evaluate and critique the outcome. Did it work? Did it fail? This is how you learn from your mistakes and build up your skills for the next inevitable challenge.
We've covered a lot of high-level executive strategy today, but how do we bring this down to everyday practical application? Let's move to our final section, daily practice.
Let's look at how to build these mental muscles over time, because problem-solving requires consistent, daily practice. First, consciously practice recognizing when you are actually in a challenging state, rather than just feeling generally stressed out. Labeling it helps you address it. Second, brainstorm potential solutions with colleagues or even family members. Bounce ideas off others to get a completely different perspective. Third, take on challenges you wouldn't normally ponder. Really step out of your comfort zone. And fourth, spend time every single day trying something new. Doing this builds up your tolerance for the unknown. As our source material highlights, this consistent practice is exactly what makes previously intimidating tasks start to feel significantly less daunting over time.
I want to highlight this quote directly from the source material. Every problem will make you cognize the amazing way of grabbing solutions. Basically, every single problem you encounter forces you to internalize and refine this entire framework. Whether you are facing a massive workplace challenge or a really tough academic assignment, persistence is the key here. Every challenge is essentially just an opportunity to become a more capable, adaptable professional.
So, I'm going to leave you with this provocative thought to end on. What workplace challenge will you tackle differently tomorrow? Now that you have the core toolkit, and you understand that crucial difference between investigating the root cause and executing an action plan, how are you going to apply this framework to your immediate career hurdles? Thank you so much for joining me to explore this incredibly powerful strategy. Keep practicing, keep analyzing those root causes, and I will see you on the next explainer.